Greetings, this is TimeRider at Chapter 4. You're looking at a Porsche 910 Matchbox number 68C. I bought this one for $2. It was missing its front axle. Most of them are red. There are some that were white, as well as some pre-production silver models. It was released in 1970, and it was a super fast from the very get-go. Mostly they're race cars, but I suppose if you're wealthy enough, you can have one for the road like this guy. I don't know that I like that green, but that's what I'm going to shoot for here, is try to make a street machine out of this Porsche. The base plate was held on by a single rivet, and then the taillights on the base went through two holes in the back of the body, and that's what held the whole thing together. Ground off the one mushroomed post. I'm drilling it out here for button screw. Tapping with the 2-56. It was a really short post. So I had to really be careful. And then here I am doing what I've been doing a lot lately, which is grinding off any ridges that would make it more difficult to assemble. I saw Nick at Matchbox Restoration made a deal to shorten screws. His was a little bigger than this, but I made one I could hold in my hand. Once apart, it was time for some citrus strip. Which is one of my favorite strippers, as you all know. I just like to get the whole thing covered and usually leave it sit for about a half hour, and it works on the vast majority of the cars. This one I knew I was going to be doing with clear paint, and one of the things I've learned about working with the clear paint is you really want to have a smooth surface. So I had actually filed off the casting lines, and now here I am with double or 4-aught steel wool. And then we primed it. I primed it with Tamiya white. So then I cleaned up the base a little bit with the wire wheel. This one was not painted. The glass had something on the inside of it, and I'm not even sure what it was. I tried washing it with soap and water, didn't come out, and I guess then I just decided that I'd tint it. So that's what I did. The interior I had originally painted tan with black around the outside, and then I changed the color of the seats to more of a cream. And on the base, I removed the suspension from the Superfast and replaced it with two 1/16 inch steel tubes. First time I painted it yellow. It had a blemish on the back of it, and for another reason, dealing with another project I'm working on, I decided I didn't want to paint it yellow, that I wanted to go green instead. So I went ahead and painted it green, and then at one point when I was painting it, I got, I don't know, a little overzealous or something, and wound up with this damage on the green paint. Mind you, every time I redo this, I have to pretty much strip it, prime it, paint it silver, and then go on with the clear. I like painting clear. It's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work, and it's really unforgiving. The last time I painted this car, everything went just the way it should. So I actually filmed the whole thing. It's about 5 minutes. And I'm going to play it the whole 5 minutes so you can see how I got the finish on this car. And I'll try to keep the commentary to a minimum, so enjoy the music. First thing is to put on a tack coat. I don't even care if it's really even, it just, as long as I've got some paint on there. I leave it sit for a little bit, not even that long. Sometimes up to 10 minutes, but here I just waited a few moments. And then it's all about just layering. I'm a little farther away from the model, and I've upped my PSI to just about 20. Each successive coat is going to get the paint a little bit darker. I'm also now starting to be a little more concerned with having a level playing field here where the color is the same. There's no light and dark areas. I knew I'd figure out a way to say that. As I'm building layers, I'm also laying the paint on a little thicker, developing that shine that you're starting to see. Then generally, once I'm done with the clear, I, as quickly as I can anyway, mix up a very thin batch of X22 clear and go over it fairly heavy with that. Now, I really have to say that I had higher hopes for this casting. I think one of the things that I didn't like about it was the shape of the wheel well. And if you look at them, the actual car on the internet, you'll see that usually they're rounded and flared and will accommodate, a larger tire. I think the reason, that they did this was probably so that it wasn't too wide, but all in all, it's not a bad casting. I just wasn't very happy with how any wheel I put in there did not look right. But anyway, here's the final reveal where I wound up. You can see I did the taillights and the pipes. After having painted it 3 times, I just really didn't want to do any details on on the paint itself, because I didn't want to have to do it again. But anyway, this is the Matchbox 68C Porsche 910. This is TimeRider at Chapter 4, and I'll leave the light on for you. Click the little thing if you want to subscribe and hang around for an episode of The Bench. Real quick one. Okay, I just gonna take a minute or so of your time to kind of cover what's going on the bench right now. Hey, I got this little guy here, this number 68 Morris J2 pickup. I'm going to be doing a straight up restoration. I got the decals from my friends in England at Black Square. And then just to show that I'm an ecumenical abuser, one of the two of these is going to go under the TimeRider knife, because Hot Wheels never should have made a police or a fire car out of a Olds Cutlass. They're crazy. So anyway, stick around for that. It's coming.